We'll be doing the groups in a fun and interesting way tonight, hopefully. I have no idea how this is going to play out, so it could be chaos and it could work really well. So with us we have Rorschach in the top left. Hi. We have H-Jax. He's entering Kagomine. Yamabushi, our three-way lover. We have Raf, who is the top place in the ladder championship. Matthias, who's with us, who doesn't have a microphone at the moment. So, hello anyway. And we have Unusual, who worked with Raphael on the micro machine, who also finished top. I don't know if he's got a microphone. Good, great to have you here.
Nice.
So yeah, let me just go through the procedure of what's going to happen. So we've got the top two bots, which is Micro Machine and Three-Way Lover. They have been placed into Group A and Group B, as you can probably see with the little overlay we have. I hope that's coming through okay. Micro Machine with Raf's bot, he has the right, as the first place of the ladder tournament, to pick a bot to send into his opponent's group. Next will be Yamabushi, Three-Way Lovers author, who will get the chance to send a bot into Group A with Micro Machine. Following that, the bots that were chosen will get the chance, in order, to choose a group for the opposite group. I know it sounds complicated. Hopefully, it will be a bit more clear as things go along. But yeah, so first of all, thanks to all the bot authors who had bots in the actual ladder. It's been our biggest season ever. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but we had over 50 bots in the end. I think just over 50 bots, yeah. Which is far eclipsing anything we've ever had before. It's been entirely crazy. So thank you everyone who entered, and a special thanks to the top 12. And I will just read out the top 12 bots now. So the top 12 bots in order that were entered are Micro Machine, Three-Way Lover, Kagomine, Ramu, Cbot, Tier, Blinkerbot, 5-Minute Bot, Yobot, Early Aggro, Sarsabot, and Madbot. Congratulations to all of you. You're going to have the chance to win one of these lovely things. Titan XP. They're absolutely amazing. Thank you very much to NVIDIA for sending these to us. They've been absolutely great in supporting us, and hopefully supporting us in the future as well as we go forward into a new future. We've got lots of things planned for next season. So if you haven't had a bot in this season, there's still plenty of time. We've set up a Patreon site, so we're now sponsored. Well, not sponsored, but so thank you to everyone who's put in for that. That's going to pay for a lot more infrastructure, allow us to run a lot more games, and allow us a lot more uptime on all our systems, and hopefully should be a lot of fun AI, fun tournaments, and a lot more fun games coming up. So anyway, let's get down to business. Raf, Unusual, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, it's going good, despite the fact that I've been coding all day and I'm making a little progress, but we're getting there. And I think Unusual was also programming all weekend long.
Yeah. It quite often happens like that. I often find I spend ages not doing anything and then suddenly have a massive breakthrough. So hopefully that's what you're going to have.
Yeah, let's hope.
So
okay, so yeah, I think I already know from the end of the season which bot I was going to put in the auto bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Kagami.
first, okay, but first of all, tell us a little bit about your bot first. So
yeah, okay. So my bot is pretty aggressive. It's making reapers and then banshees and trying to kill the opponent's economy on the early game, and the defense of Kagamine is really hard to break through. So that's the reason why it's gonna go into the other pool.
Sounds like a fair reasoning. Kagamin's been shooting up the rankings since he first came in.
Didn't quite make top 2 in time though. It was so close. It's still like 15 points behind Three-Way Lover, I think.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. You've done really well. But no, Micro Machine also was actually had a massive rush towards the end because you were sailing sort of like middle of the pack really. You were sailing about kind of 8th or 9th, and then you just had some massive breakthroughs towards the end. So what kind of prompted the kind of extra development? Were you just getting back into it?
I kind of joined this team, so that really gave a big push.
Yeah. So you're the secret sauce.
I guess.
That's really cool.
He was developing the macro side was I was doing the micro side. So we both parallel development. It was going a lot faster, and that's the reason why our bot is getting top.
Oh, congratulations anyway. So our first choice would be Kagamine, put into a group B with Three-Way Lover. Yamabushi, how do you think about that?
Yeah, I feel great about that, actually. I expected that from the get-go. I actually talked to Raf, and I saw that Kagamin was giving him trouble, so I expected this move, actually. And by the way, I also want to move Sarsabot to the other group before any other talk, because I don't want it in our group.
Okay. So what was your kind of reasoning behind that?
Well, mostly because Nikki was kind of announcing some updates, and I don't want to deal with Nidus swarms and stuff like that. I don't have the time to actually test against it. So basically, I want to feel safe and move Sarsabot to the other group.
Fair enough. So tell me a bit about your group, your bot rather.
Well, my bot is kind of like my first try at this. I kind of use Cannon Lover and the example tree base Void Ray and kind of fuse them together. But I noticed people were chatting their names in the chat, and I kind of read just the first 5 frames of the chat, and but that time I know who they are, I kind of changed my Canon locations a bit, but that's all. But for this tournament, I'm gonna go without the chat module, so feel free to chat out.
Yeah, that was a little bit of controversy there towards the end of the season when you revealed what you were doing, because everyone was saying.
He actually decompiled my older version of the bot and basically found it himself, so I revealed it.
It's brilliant because we're not supposed to, obviously, if you're not familiar with how the ladder works, you're not supposed to know the opponents. You have the opponent ID, which shouldn't reveal it on a human level, but should be stable to the bot. So basically, what Three-Way Lover was doing was if someone would type their name or chat at the start of the game, it would know which bot was doing it. So yeah, that was a little bit controversial. I mean, my take on it was I found it extremely funny in some respects. But yeah, so that kind of worked. You got top.
I have something new for next season, so we're gonna see.
Well, it's going to be interesting next season because. Sorry.
Completely new.
Something very new.
So yeah, it's going to be very interesting next season. So Blizzard have actually patched the API now, so bots can set their own name. Previously, when we were doing this before, all the bots had names like foo xxxx, where X would be the port number you connected on, and it would be completely transparent to the other bots. They wouldn't be able to see it. Now, Blizzard are actually letting bots set their own names, but they don't have to. They can still keep with a foo. So it's going to be interesting to see which bots set their own names and let other people find out who they are, and which bots just leave it blank. I don't know. I might have to make a ruling on that in terms of anonymity, because I know that a lot of it is. The problem is if you know exactly who you're fighting against, it makes the games a lot less interesting because you can just snipe them. And you know exactly
Well,
what
if
tournament.
you can only snipe them if the other bot is very simple and has only one strat. If it's unpredictable itself, it's a different story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're right. So that's the trick. Make unpredictable bots. But yes, so thank you very much. Good luck, and I hope everything goes well and leads to lots of interesting games. Which brings us to Kagamine. H-Jax, how are you feeling about the group draw so far?
I mean, so me and Yama had a very long chat about the group draw, and so far the group draw has gone how we guessed it would. Because you can kind of predict ahead of time, right? Like, it was pretty clear that Raph was going to put me in the three-way lovers group,
Yeah.
because I think my bot's 4-0 against him on ladder.
Yeah, so can you tell us a bit more about your bot and how you developed it and kind of what its strategies are?
So it's basically HJX AI rewritten in Java, but with a bunch of bug fixes, so it doesn't lose to worker rushes. It's more reliable against proxies and cannon rushes.
Yeah.
So it because HJX AI still wins against pretty much everyone if it gets a macro game. It just gets cheesed out a lot. So the new bot doesn't get cheesed out a lot, so it just wins pretty much all of its games.
So you also won the first ProBots tournament and are doing quite well in the second ProBots tournament. So
with an ancient bot, an absolutely archaic bot, is somehow in the round of 4.
So my point being that in major tournaments you're so far undefeated.
I mean, there was the like GIST tournament where I got worker rushed out of by tier.
Yeah.
So that happened.
But yeah, so you're doing pretty well. You got a good record. What do you think your chances are of keeping that up?
I think it's pretty reasonable. Like, I don't think right now any of the bots reliably beat my bot. Some of them beat it sometimes. Oddly enough, I think right now 5-minute bots does really well against me just because of a few like issues with. So right now my bot, for instance, it doesn't go to Hive, so it can't build Ultralisks or Broodlords, and I feel like you kind of want those against 5-minute bot.
Yeah. Is that something you're likely to put in?
Yeah, it's on the to-do list. There's a bunch of stuff on the to-do list. We'll see how much of it I get through by the deadline.
I know about those to-do lists. They're quite good fun. So yeah, which bot would you like to throw into Group A?
Wait, do I pick before Sarsabot?
Yes.
Okay. I'm putting Tier in Group A.
Okay. That's good. What's your reasoning for that?
I don't trust Tier. That's it. That's the whole reason.
Yeah. He's had some quite good early season success, but fell away quite badly late season, I think.
But I think he can cook something silly up in a week and kill me with it, so I'm just not going to give him that opportunity.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. So yeah, unfortunately, Tia can't be with us tonight. He has sent a list of picks.
You have to do Sarsabot's pick first.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Sarsabot is unfortunately not with us as well. He did send me a message saying just go with the next available pick. So let me have a look and see what the next available pick is.
It's
That
Ramu,
would be
right?
Ramu.
I think that would be me, yeah.
Rorschach, you're going into Group B.
Honestly, I think I'm pretty happy with that.
Pretty happy with it? How do you think you match up with Kagamine and Three-Way Lover?
I think I can beat both of them. With Kagamine, I don't know, because if it gets to a macro game, it could be really hard. But I think it's doable for my bot. And with Three-Way Lover, I don't know. I'm expecting some people, including him, to do something like really different. So I have no idea what's coming. but I think my bot will be fairly strong when I get everything done that I want to. So I'm fairly certain I can win. But I really didn't want to have Micro Machine and Tyr in my group because I think Micro Machine's playstyle with like a lot of units all around the map is very difficult for my bot to deal with. And Tyr, just like HJax said, he could do something really weird and really crazy and really broken, and I'm a little bit afraid of that. So I'm already pretty happy.
Oh, that's good. So, what are your main tactics for your bot?
I don't know. I have like a lot of things planned that I don't really want to talk about here in stream.
Fair
But
enough.
I just want to make it overall better because there are a lot of things that auto loses right now too, and especially when the game goes longer, like 7 minutes. And I want to work on that mostly, and I want to work on what I lose to against Micro Machine. That when there's a lot going on the map, when there are like single harassing units, that my bot doesn't completely freak out and pulls his whole army. They're like the main things that will make me auto lose. So
Yeah.
working on that, but also other stuff. But I mean, there's little time. I don't know how much I can really get done.
Okay. No, that
Also,
sounds good.
as I said before the stream started, worker rushes are not going to kill me anymore, which is really nice. And I don't think we'll see a lot of worker rushes in the tournament. Like maybe as like snipe strategy, maybe when some of the Terran bots could be weak against it, that the Protoss bots would be like, hey, I can snipe a Terran and go worker rush. Oh no, wait, you don't see the enemy race in the beginning, do you?
Yeah, you do.
Just
Yeah, you can do.
You can see race.
okay, yeah. Because I think we could have snipe strategies depending on race, but I'm not sure. So yeah. I don't think worker rushes will be effective. I hope we don't see them because it's like such a boring strategy.
I think we might. The only way we'd get them is if a bot did it like once every 5 times or something like that, or tried to detect, hey, look, it's X race or Terran, and they might like have a kind of like, let's just work a rush against Terran every time, or something like that.
If Tier doesn't update, his current bot does work a rush.
Yeah, on the second game.
Second game?
Yeah, on the second from like when he gets new opponent IDs, like his second game is Tickles, and after that, if Tickles wins, it's only Tickles. So.
Cool.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like a similar tactic to very early when we were doing the AI ladder. I wrote a bot that cannon rushed every time, and it basically won every game for about sort of like 2 weeks before people actually adapt to it. And it's one of those things that you just have to write in a counter tactic to, and it's slightly more difficult with worker rushes than cannon rushes, I think. But it's just one of those things of, yeah, it's good for sort of like the first time people do it, but not good other than that. Excuse me for just 1 second. You might notice I have a skylight, and when it starts raining, it starts getting loud in here, which is rather bad. I don't know if that's showing up on stream. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
So,
You need my pick still, right?
No.
I think Tier first.
Tier.
Oh, right. I got picked. I'm sorry.
Tier
I
is
talked
next.
so much, I kind of lost where we were at.
So yeah, Tier. His next pot. He's submitted a list of opponents. His first pick was Seabot.
I'm
What
okay
do you
with
guys
this.
think about that? Yeah. No, I think. See, I was surprised when he actually put you last, HJX Kagaman. You said that he wanted to face you.
Yeah, that's why I wanted him in the other group.
Oh man, he probably has something really cheesy planned. Oh my god.
This is why I picked him, because he does silly stuff, and I just no, go away. Like I don't want it.
Yeah. So basically, he was saying, "Please give me Kagomine. Please give me Kagomine," and it's like, no.
That's why, like, when I was talking to Yama about the picks, he was like, "Who are you scared of?" And I was like, "Tier." He's like, "But you beat Tier," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I won't beat his next bot."
Yeah.
Because like, since the way these tournaments work, right? He submits once, and if my bot can't deal with it, it's just gonna lose every game.
Yeah, pretty much. We decided against letting people resubmit because it was kind of like we didn't want people sniping every time. So one other suggestion was that we let people resubmit after the first round robin, but that seemed to be like giving people a little bit short of a period there. So yeah, I made the decision that all bot submissions are final. So let me just go into that slightly. The deadline for submitting bots is midnight on Thursday night, this coming Thursday. We will then take them, run them through a quick test game, make sure everything's okay. If there are any critical bugs, i.e. does it crash every single time, the authors will be given the chance to fix that, but the bots will then have to be compiled from the source code, which will then be compared against the source code they originally submitted to make sure the only change was the bug. So basically, please don't submit broken bots, please, else I'll just have to compile them all myself. But yeah, you will have to submit source code with the bot, and then if there's a critical error in that bot, you'll get 24 hours to fix it, but it will have to be compiled from source where we can verify that that's the only change you've made. Anyway, that's something else. Right. Hey, Rorschach, you're up, man.
Okay.
You've waited long enough.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Well, one more thing that I also wanted to like kind of ask everyone to is like, what do you expect? Do you expect the bots to completely change, or to be very similar to the latter versions, or do you expect them to be like an improved version of the latter version?
Yeah, at least for me, I'm not doing anything ridiculously crazy, but there's a lot of things I can add to my bot that just makes it more robust against surprises. Because I don't think my bot loses really unless it gets surprised.
Yeah. So I think we're going to see two different tactics, because I think the bots at the top of the ladder, things like Micro Machine, obviously Three-Way Lover, Tier, they're going to have a lot more leeway in terms of like actually making changes, because they were kind of a lot safer towards the end. So I get the sense that a few of them are probably hiding some strats ready for the tournament, whereas those at the bottom of the ladder, kind of like Madbot, Cbot, and obviously Matthias, your early aggro bot. Actually, I've been really impressed with the early aggro bot. It's been quite good, and I was happy to see that get into the tournament. But yeah, I think bots like that aren't going to change as much because they were scrambling to try and make it to the tournament. So, having less time to really update, maybe that's going to play a part, or maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, AI. So anyway, Ramu, what were you throwing into the opposite group again?
Honestly, everything happened already that I like. Everyone, yeah, I'm not even sure. Who's still qualified? I think I will just take 5-minute bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both me and Yama are happy about that, I think.
Yeah. Actually,
No problem with that.
no, 5-minute bot was pretty good during the regular season. It fell away a bit towards the end,
It's because
mainly
it's ticklish.
Yeah, it got exploited. I don't think Arcturius, or I'm probably butchering his name. I've no idea how to say it, but Arcturius wasn't updating a lot. I know he put a lot of effort into the ProBots tournament, where he finished second, obviously, to you, HDEX. Raph, you've jumped on really dark. But yeah, so I certainly think he can improve a lot, and just by bringing out a couple of his weaknesses, he can still be extremely, extremely strong, and someone to definitely look out for. So, he does play more of a macro style, so I don't know how that will go up against other macro bots, such as Kagomite.
I think his bot's the only bot that can still beat mine in a macro game, and that will be fixed as soon as I build ultras. It just turns out if you stay on only Ling Muta for too long, you lose.
Yeah, especially he has a tactic of throwing lots of marines around and mass marines and making drops and everything. His drop play was very impressive. So now we are down to the last round of picks. AIC, who made Cbot, did submit a list to me. I've gone pretty far down the list right now. But yeah, so the next one, just let me check, is Blinkerbot.
Isn't there 2 more rounds of
Yes,
picks?
yeah. No.
Yeah. There's going to be
Oh,
6
yes.
spots in each group.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
right. We're at the end now.
Yes,
Because
sorry.
I was like, wait, there's still early aggro and Madbot and Blinkerbot and
Yeah.
something else. It's the last
Okay.
one.
So that's okay. So,
Yobot.
yeah, Yobot hasn't been picked yet, so still something to go there. But yes, AIC picks. The next one is Blinkerbot, so that will go in. Wait. Wait, I've got confused now. Yeah, that's right.
It's Seabot's turn.
Yeah, Seabot will now get Blinkerbot put into Group A.
And next we have to do the vote, right?
Yes.
The Group A people have to do their vote. But the only person here from Group A is Raf and Unusual.
So they get 2 picks. So what do you think about having Blinkerbot in your group, Raf?
I don't like it. I think the author said that it was adding a lot more features, and I think he didn't upload a new version from a long time ago.
Yeah.
So what are the other choices that can be on my pool?
So left we have Madbot, Early Agrobot, and Yobot. So
So I can choose whatever bot I want.
To
yes.
get rid of. Yeah.
So Arcturius, not being here, said that basically he wanted the other people in his group to vote on who they wanted to put into the other group.
Okay, so I'll take early aggro.
You take Early Aggro.
Yeah.
Mateus, that's your one. So, this is the one with 4 authors. That's Tweakimp, Matthias. Oh god, I've forgotten. Sorry. Tweakage, Thornmouth, Matthias, and I'm sure there was one other. Please, someone in chat tell me who it was.
Hopeful?
Hopeful, that's the one. Helpful. Yes, so 4 authors. Sorry, Matthias. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, so Matthias is in the call, but he's got no microphone, but he's listening to us. Early Agrobot was a Zergbot that pretty much did exactly what it says on the tin.
It's a lie. It builds Ultralisks.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Well, it Ling Floods, and if the Ling Flood doesn't work, it builds like 5 bases and goes Ultras.
Okay.
Those for the bigger lings.
Yeah. Well, that's what Ultralisks are. They're just like lings, but a little bit bigger. It's fine. It's big cousin. But yes. So, how do you feel about that, HX?
I don't know. My bot beats early Agrobot right now, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's seen it. Played a kind of hilarious game on the ladder. So early Agrobot survived to its ultras, and my bot got to roaches. And I've told my roaches to kite anything they have longer range than, which includes ultras. So the ultras would come up and like try to attack, and as they tried to attack, the roach would back up and dodge the attack. So the ultras were like glitching out and unable to attack things. It was kind of funny.
Oh damn, that's possible. Is the ultra attack so slow that you can dodge it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was screwing up the AI of the ultras that they would try to attack a roach, and the roach would back up, and they'd switch targets and go to a different roach, and it just kept happening where the ultras were not dealing any damage. It was kind of silly.
It's pretty broken.
Yeah. No, I need to take a look at that replay. I might go back and do that. But yeah, it's shaping up to be an interesting group. So yeah, with one more pick in each one. Yamabushi, how do you feel about taking on the aggro bot?
I'm cool with it.
Looks like it, man. Looks like it. Rorschach, you're. It's strange that we have 3 people from one group and then just Raf in here from Group A. So, Raf, you're on your own there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone else has chickened out of our group draw. We'll have to make it mandatory next time. So,
Yeah.
if you don't show up to the group draw, you don't get in the tournament, right? No, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I might consider making it early. I know a few people have had to go to bed early, so I do apologise if you haven't been able to take part. But hopefully next time we should be a bit better. So yeah, let's go to our next pick. I have Moose, who's made Blinkerbot. It's a Protoss bot that doesn't blink very often, but tries to. So I'm now going down the list, and he's submitted a list that puts Madbot into Group B. So there we have it, and that means that the final pick is Yobot, which will go into Group A.
Funny that Yobot was the last pick, given how long it's been at rank 1 this season.
Yeah.
I know.
That's also the most predictable bot right now.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think people know how
Yeah.
to deal with it and can deal with it.
Mm. Also, it's one of the bots where I really don't expect it to change that much. Like, I don't expect him to make a completely different new bot.
Yeah. I don't know. I know like he's going to improve it quite a bit, but I don't know how much.
He said he wanted to write that bot as like a practice before he made an actual bot.
Oh,
So I think
really?
he's gonna use a bunch of the code to make something that plays like a more general playstyle at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point. But he also said somewhere that I think you said that he wanted to show that Protoss OP or something like that, and that also someone proposed a change to his bot, I think, and he said that it would change the identity of his bot so much. So I think he likes his bot the way it is and the strategy, especially because it worked so well for a long time. He might obviously like improve it somehow and change it a bit, but I think it will, in the core, be still similar.
Yeah. So like the whole rules of this tournament are you can change your tactics from your ladder bot however you like. There's no requirement to keep the same tactics. There is a requirement to keep the same race, but you can change tactics. Hell, you can even change programming language. I don't care. Like if you've got like a Python bot and you want to make a C++ bot, you're more than welcome to do that, provided you keep the same race and the same name. So yeah, let's just. I've got some echo on here. I don't know who it's from. Okay. So yeah, let's go through the groups. In Group A, we have Micro Machine, Sarzabot, Tia, 5-Minute Bot, Blinkerbot, and Yobot. And the only representative here from Group A, Raf, how do you feel about it now? Group draw is final.
I'm pretty confident about it. Maybe a Blinkerbot is frightening me a bit, but I think all the other ones are okay. Maybe against Tier, I have still some difficulties on the smaller map against the Worker Rush, but I try to improve it. I think I'll win most of the match, but it might take 1 or 2 against me.
You're not afraid of Sarzabot?
Sarzabot, yeah, I'll be against it on the ProBot tournament this week, and he showed that he was beating my bot. I've seen a screenshot with a mass Zergling, but you probably have something else. I really don't know how my bot is gonna react against it, but I hope all the modification we did, me and the unusual this week, are gonna be enough to beat it. I can't really know.
Yeah. So, is there anything you're going to change about your bot given the group draw to how you were before the group draw?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna test a little bit more against Protoss. I've been doing a lot of improvement against Zerg, but Protoss, it's been a long time since I haven't tested.
Yeah, you've got 3 Protoss bots in your group and 2 Terran bot and a Zerg bot. So, having anti-Protoss is definitely going to serve you well. So it's an interesting choice. Like, I think quite a lot of the top of the ladder was actually turned out to be Protoss. Let me just check. So yeah, Protoss had one. I think 4 of the top 6 were Protoss in the end. Well, no, 3 of the top 6 were Protoss, 4 of the top 7. So yeah, I mean, I think that they're one of the easiest races to program for. I think it's slightly more difficult. But,
I mean, after Probot Season 1, everyone was saying, wow, HJack's only won because Zerg is just so easy to write a bot for. And then, I mean, I don't know. I'm the only one with a Zerg bot in the top 10 right now.
yeah, I think the next one down is probably Matthias with his early aggro bot.
And that's only 3 points higher than the next Zerg bot, which is also mine.
Yeah, and then Sarsabot, which is just a couple of points lower. Actually,
I think Sarsabot's actually going to be a monster, which is why me and Yama were like, get it away, get rid of it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But yeah, it's, so moving on to Group B, we have Three-Way Lover, Kagamine, Ramu, Seabot, Early Agrobot, and Madbot. So we've got Rorschach, H. Jackson, Yamabushi here from that group. Rorschach, how'd you feel?
Overall, fairly good. I mean, I have no other Terran in my group, which is, I mean, on one hand, it's a little bit weird because I'm the only, like, everyone could prepare for their matchup versus Terran really well, to just kind of snipe me. But on the other hand, I'm just the only Terran. Maybe people are like, he's a Terran, we can ignore him. I don't know. Also, I didn't like TVT, and I think my bot didn't do very well in TVT, or at least the games were not that straightforward. They get a little bit more weird. So overall, I'm pretty happy. And I also think that my bot just performs better, and it's easier for me to prepare for Zergs and Protosses.
Yeah, so is there anything you're going to change now given the group draw?
Yeah, I had something really special planned for TVT, and I didn't know if I had the time, and right now this has gone like way back. Like this is probably the last thing I'm going to add to my bot, and I might not even do it because I might not have the time. But if I would have had like 2 more Terrans or even 1 more Terran, maybe, I would have definitely edited it.
Yeah.
So like this, my bot will be fairly different, I think.
It's quite interesting to see because it's kind of like, depending on who you get in your group, it often like shapes your tactics quite a lot. So, HX, how do you feel about the final group?
Defend all the Protoss cheese, win the group, I think is the name of the game, right? Like, so you have Three-Way Lover, which is going to probably cannon rush me. We have Seabot, which either one base all-ins with +1 attack or tries to macro, but my bot runs it over when it tries to macro. And then I think Madbot goes one base DT, which is also just like a complete gimmick. So like, I think that the name of the game for this group is defend all the silliness and you'll win. I also think that Group A is way tougher than Group B. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in Group A.
Yeah, there's a lot of real sharks in that group. But yeah. So, is there much you're going to change now that you know the group strategies?
I mean, I'm mostly going to work on ZVP just because there's the most Protosses in my group, and I want to make sure I don't die to something silly. Because like really for the past bit, I've been thinking a lot about how to improve my bot's scouting and reactions, because my bot's pretty reactive. In Probots the other day, it actually, if it thinks it's being proxied, it sends out a drone scout. And HXAI does this as well. It sends out a drone scout, and it'll scout Yobot's proxy and say, there's a proxy, and then it reactively builds the spine crawlers. So I think if I add more behaviors like that, then it doesn't really matter what the other authors add that's like silly, because they'll just find out the hard way that my bot knows what to do.
No, fair enough. That's good. Best of luck to you. Yamabushi, what crazy cheese are you going to bring up this time to take out Ajax?
Well, Ajax is going to require a lot of work, obviously, but I'm pretty happy with our group. I think everybody's going to update in crazy ways. You can't always predict everything. I'm just going to work more on defensive strategies and kind of like maybe do something different, a little bit different.
That'd be cool. So have you got any new ideas now since you know the group draw? Have you got any new tactics that you're already cooking up?
Well, yeah, it makes it really easy not to deal with the Reapers, at least in the group. And well, basically, I'm not really sure yet. We'll know in a few days. I'll tell you in chat.
No, fair enough. Well, that concludes our group draw. The deadline for submission of bots, as I said earlier, is midnight on Thursday. If you don't, for whatever, submit bot by that time, your latest bot version of the ladder will be chosen and taken into the tournament. So please make sure you submit. Other than that, the stream will be up next Saturday, where we have the first round of games, and then we'll have another round of games next Sunday, and we'll hopefully have some nice people to commentate on that. That will all be live on stream. We're going to stream every single game.
Awesome.
So best of luck to all of you, and that concludes our group draw, and I will be back here Saturday night with the first games. Let's see who wants to win one of these things. Right, thank you very much, guys. I'm ending the stream now.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.